Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our RimWorld Warhammer 40k Let's Play. So in the last episode we were focusing primarily on crafting some bolters, among other things. And so we have several now. We have this good quality Crusade pattern bolter. This is going to be the lowest tier Space Marine bolter available to us. And then we have a superior quality lock pattern bolter, which is the lowest tier bolter overall, and the one that is usable for humans. I think technically anybody can use these because there's no differentiation in RimWorld between Space Marine and human pawns, but these are considered to be Space Marine sized. These are human sized, and I think there is a bulk modifier to maybe qualify that, so 150% bulk versus 200% bulk. And I think all of the bolters are 200% bulk except for this one. Anyways, we made a few of these. We turned one into a Crusade pattern bolter, and I believe the last one is right here. So whenever Remy gets around to that. He's also been working on this turret so that we can get another one down, and Reyna is finishing this tech priesthood. I was able to get the quarry back in. I don't think I technically should have been able to make this work, but because of the combination of mods that I'm running, I was. Putting soil wasn't going to do anything. I don't know why I was trying that. But I basically had to use my terraforming to dig up the ground and get the original rock floors back in, because you can only place these on rough rock. And so I was able to do that and get this back in. It did reset the percentage, and so unless you're sort of cheating, not cheating, but unless you have the right combination of mods, you shouldn't be able to do what I did here. But anyways, yeah. So right now we're working toward getting the augments made. We are refining Kalma. We did harvest some, and we're actually replanting it right now. Hopefully we can refine the rest. I don't think it's going to spoil too quickly. Yeah, it takes about a month to spoil, so we should be alright. But we want to get all that refined. We do have a bunch growing outside as well that should be ready to harvest fairly soon. It's going to take a little while longer just because the growth rate out there isn't quite as good as it is in here. We have one other small issue, and that issue is that for these augments, they require somebody with 13 medicine and 13 crafting skill, and I don't have anybody remotely close to that. So I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do in that regard. But I think what I might do is go into the mod files and remove one requirement or the other, probably the crafting requirement. And so anybody with a very high medicine skill will be able to make these, because as it stands now, we would never be able to get the augments otherwise. It would just be, they've made it almost impossible to get these Space Marine augments, that is. And I understand that they were trying to make it, challenging, but I feel like they've maybe gone a little bit too far with that. As you guys remember from the last 2 episodes or so, last two episodes, let's go down here and look at them. The tier 3 augments, such as the secondary heart, every single one of them requires gene seed. And from a lore perspective, that is very inaccurate. Each Space Marine only has a single gene seed, not 7, or however many of the augments there are. They don't have all of them represented. Obviously, there's, I think, 19 implants that go into a Space Marine. They only have, it looks like 9 represented here. But every single one of them requires gene seed, and that's not, again, lore friendly. So it's a bit much for that requirement there. And then in order to even craft them, you have to have all these really high tier Imperial components and whatnot, the power cores, the nano components, which we have some down here. These things are all really hard to get. They are very difficult to craft and very expensive. And then not only do you have to make all those, plus the med kits, plus the refined Kalma, and all that other stuff, and get the gene seed, which is incredibly, incredibly expensive. Or you can kill Chaos Marines for it, which, you know, that's not exactly easier. But that is another way to get it. Once you've done all that, then you need somebody who is basically really, really good at crafting and medicine, which is a very difficult combination to come by, that can actually make them. So yeah, it is nearly impossible. I would be very impressed to see anybody who's, you know, managed to get them completely legitimately and in any significant numbers. Because I could see maybe getting a few out, but it would be very hard to have more than a single Space Marine in that regard, and we were trying to have, you know, a couple. Let's see. Nothing. Yeah, nothing that we're looking for there. Oh well. I don't think we're ever going to see any more Gene Seed. It sure doesn't seem like it. Yaris, that was for you. Why don't you go wear that hood? Although Cashin needs one as well. Or, you know, something. I was going to make some for Lazarus and Sylvia too, but I don't know that we'll ever get around to that. We'll see. Alright, Yaris has his Tech Priesthood on. Wait, why is there two? What's happening with that? Is that not really there? Okay, apparently that's just a bug. That's really going to bother me because it looks like it's just sitting there, but there's nothing to interact with. So I don't know why that's doing that. Okay, let's see. We got 45 more Kalma. How much refined Kalma do we have? Only 2. I think it's like, what, 10 for every one of these? So the exchange rate's not great. Yeah, so 10 leaves for one unit of refined Kalma. But I don't think we need too much of it. How much do we need? The medkits require 1 each, which isn't that bad. And then everything else we have is, you know, or everything else that's required is pretty straightforward. And how much of it do we need for these? 5. So quite a bit, actually. Because we're going to need 45 for 1 Space Marine's worth of implants. Was that the right one? No. So yeah, 45 for 1 Space Marine's worth of implants. And it's not counting the med kits, which also require 1 each. What were you doing, Margot? Oh, probably dealing with the prisoners or something. But yeah, we'll get them made. Lots of animals here. Tyrannid stew. Is there anything I want? They have a lot of Paradigm. No, doesn't look like it. Servo arm. They have an Iron Halo. I just bought an Imperial Void Shield belt from another trader, because they're actually fairly inexpensive. But this is a Chaos Void Shield, so I'm not going to buy that. We also have a servo arm there, but that's kind of pricey. And I've been trying to save my silver in case we come across any Gene Seed. But we haven't seen any in a very long time, and I'm wondering if I should just give up on that. But we'll be okay without any of that stuff, so. Moving on. Whenever this bolter gets finished, and Remy, what are you working on? Oh, you're working on that. Okay. How much longer do you have? God, it really doesn't want me to click on that, does it? So you're about halfway done, maybe a little more than that. I'd really rather have the bolter. To be honest, I probably should have just canceled that, but you've already made significant progress, so I think I'll let you finish. And anyways, once he finishes that bolter, we're going to get them equipped. And I think we're going to send out a strike team to go deal with... I don't know, actually. Let's jump back out to the world map and think about some stuff. Because the Death Guard are going to be the only way that we can get stolen Gene Seed that I'm aware of, other than buying it, which does not seem to be reliable. Because we can't seem to find anybody offering them. They are incredibly expensive. And so if we go at the Death Guard here, that's probably going to be bad for us. I don't think attacking them directly is such a great idea. Eventually we'd want to do that, but realistically, I would rather find like an outpost of theirs, which I don't think we're going to be able to find, unfortunately. But something like this, held by them, would be a much easier target than attacking one of their strongholds. And we could pick off a few Traitor Marines that way. They should drop the gene seed that we need, and we can go from there. They also have an outpost there, but that's pretty far away. They've actually got several in here. And interestingly, they're all named after different chaos deities, but the Death Guard only worship one of them, so not sure why they're referencing these guys. I don't think Nurgle would be too pleased with that. But aside from those three, they're actually very far away. We're talking like all the way up here. And yeah, we don't have any other missions to go attack any of their stuff. So this is held by the Tau, I believe. And that's probably just going to be some random enemy spawn. It could be wild animals. It could be mechanoids. Probably mechanoids, actually. So we're probably going to have to hit them here if we want any stolen gene seed. I am just very wary of doing that because I scouted some of those strongholds to maybe use as sort of a finale for the series. And they are very heavily fortified to the point where I think we would need everybody to come with us on it. And I don't love the idea of completely vacating my base to go attack something. It's also going to be very high casualty count probably if we do that. And so, yeah, none of it seems like a good idea to me, but it's going to be the only way to get it done. And so it's going to be what we have to do. 4 colonists are idle. Citra, do you really have nothing better to do? I wish you were a better crafter. Do I not have you assigned to building at all? Let's see. Construction 4. I could bump that up to 3. In fact, I think I will. So that she's a little bit more inclined to do it. Cash in. You should always be cleaning or treating people. So many names to go through. It's becoming very hard to track them. Oh, she's at the top, of course. Cleaning is at 2. I'll put hauling at 2 as well. I'm pretty sure there's stuff to clean. Yeah, this is filthy. So, what are you doing? I mean, that's fine if you want to relax. Just, you should definitely have stuff to do. And then you should be either talking to prisoners, watching them, or cleaning. I'm going to bump her cleaning up to 2 as well. Okay. So Tigress really should only be... Or Tigress should be the only one idle, because she's not really capable of doing any work. Which is very frustrating. But she's a damn good fighter. So at least there's that. Let's see. Made pretty good progress over here. I'll have to figure out the door situation, but we have our 4 Space Marines rooms. I don't know how I'm going to decorate them, if I'm even going to get around to it. This is sort of intended to be a crafting area for Space Marine stuff specifically. Why is Daniel not doing anything? Do I not have anything queued up for building? There's not a lot that needs to be built, so I'm not surprised. Let's see. Give me my tools back. A little lag there. Let's get this mined out, because that's just one place for the enemy to take cover behind if they attack us from here. What is this? Oh, there's our void shield. Larry, do you have one? You have a shield belt. You have a void shield. And you have a gun. So, Larry, you should probably have that. And I don't know who will give the shield belt to. Maybe, well, Lax has a ranged weapon as well, so that might not work. I need somebody who's like dedicated melee. I don't think you can throw grenades through the belt either. So it's got to be 100% melee. Can you, Ren was going to come grab that. No. Sylvia, you're melee only, right? You're also melee only. Why don't you come wear that? You'll get some use out of it. Okay, where are we at with this? We have 9. We should be able to make some med kits. Oh, geez. Oh, man, that was big. Bragg, don't be running away, man. I need you to put this stuff out. Cash in. You're on deck as well. Sylvia, get over here. Go on, go on, go on. Everybody get in there. Put them out. Sylvia, get that one. Bragg, get these. I don't know if we'll be able to get to that one. Oh, you guys got it. Okay, Bragg, cash in. You're off the hook. Just patch it on up. That could have been a lot worse. If they were sleeping in there, that would have been very bad. We were lucky, however, nobody was actually in those rooms, and so it was just a matter of putting the fires out real quick and then patching everything up. So what are we missing then? Oh, apparently nothing, because somebody is actively working on that. Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's herbal medicine, cloth, and refined Kalma, and we have all of those things in... Well, other than the Kalma, we have hundreds of herbal medicine and, well, almost hundreds, and definitely hundreds of cloth. Yeah, almost 800, so should see those being made pretty plentifully. And I'm going to say that you can store those. Is that going to be under medicine? Yeah. Imperial medkits can go there. And maybe here as well. I have this set to only store refined Kalma, so that it's easier for them to get to. And it looks like she's going to crank out a few of those. But we only need 1 medkit per organ, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1 medkit, 5 nano components, the stolen Jeet seed, and 5 refined Kalma. And then it's a matter of finding somebody, or again, doing what I'm probably going to do, editing this so that it doesn't have such ridiculous requirements. Because I don't know... I mean, that's a really impressive character. Oh, great. I'm gonna have rolling blackouts here. That's the other downside to our batteries getting completely discharged. Is we had plenty stored up, and so we were kind of right on the edge of what we needed. We were making, or we were producing exactly as much power as we were using up, more or less. And so small fluctuations in that didn't really affect us because we had so much stockpiled that, you know, if we needed to cut into our batteries a little bit, it was fine. The next day we'd probably make it back up, but now that they're empty, we have a little bit of a problem. But I think we'll recover. It's just going to take a little while. If we can get a little bit of wind today on top of what our solar panels are going to take in, we'll probably be just fine. But we'll need kind of both of those working in conjunction to overcome that, I would think. What do we got going here? Another power core. Larry, what is your deal with leaving stuff almost finished? That probably doesn't need to be turned on right now. Let's turn the vehicle table off. Actually, I wonder if it's worth making a second Chimera. We have the fuel. I guess if we're gonna use a pretty large strike force to attack the Death Guard, we might need 2 of these. So what's that require again? Oh yeah, we can afford that. Yeah, make me 1 more. And we'll have 2 APCs. That way, if one of them ever gets damaged, needs repair, we can leave it in the shop and take the other one. Or in the case of this mission I'm planning, we're basically going to roll out with 2. Larry, where the hell are you? Get over here and finish this. Ah. Okay, what's going on? Power core, 4 out of 10. You should be able to come do this. It will not let me... There we go. Wasn't going to let me prioritize it, but I guess if I toggle him on and off of drafted, he'll go work on it. Alright. So, what I'm thinking, for this mission, we're going to bring most of our characters in proper guardsman armor, whether that's carapace or flak armor. Anybody who's not, I'm probably not going to bring along. But we're not going to bring all of them, just like a good number of them. I usually do away teams of 5 or 6. We'll probably deploy closer to 10 this time. And we'll have at least 2, if not 3 bolters with us. The Hellgun, the Exodus sniper rifles, that incendiary launcher, which I honestly don't know if that's going to be very good against Chaos Marines, but I guess it doesn't hurt to try. And then we'll bring one of our orbital bombardment things. So either the power beam or the regular bombardment. But one or the other, just to help kind of thin them out. Got to be careful though, because that can obliterate their corpses, and if we do that, there's not going to be any gene seed for us to harvest. Alright, Haro's already on that. Perfect. How are the batteries doing? Recharging a little bit. Okay. What we'll probably need to do is supplement that power production a little bit. Oh nice, he finally finished that. So what I can do now, do we have one? That's the chain gun. We just made a 50 cal. Did we not have a 50 cal? Apparently we didn't. I thought we did. Where can I put it? I guess right here wouldn't be a terrible spot. Or up here. It's gonna be kind of hard to shoot anything from up there though, so I think we'll build it here. So that'll be under security, and it was the anti-material turret. And we'll swing that around. Where's the spot that they set up on? I can't see it. Like that has a very clear one. This doesn't. But I guess they all start down? Yeah, I'm going to assume it starts in the same place as that does. That being the case, if I do this, then it should be fine. And that's incredibly expensive, but there we go. And that'll just kind of help mix things up with the 40mm, because the 40 mils have a lot of splash damage, not very precise, and so the anti-material turret will be very precise. Havel is making us an APC, fantastic. Remy, I would love it if you would come finish that gun. Perfect. It's already on it. It's like he could hear me. Okay. Lots of mining happening. God, I love these quarries. They're just so useful. Although, again, if you're using them by default, not with the random assortment of mods I have, they can be less useful, because we would have completely depleted that soil right there, and I would have just had, like, barren ground. But I was able to terraform it back into usefulness, and so I got kind of lucky there. Let's expand this a bit. Gonna need to mine that out as well. In fact, I can probably do that now. I left it there because it was just gonna cave in again if I got rid of it. But now that there's some walls there supporting it, I think we're alright. And then we have an APC. There it is. We're gonna need to tell somebody to come over here and assemble them. I guess Larry can do that when he's done. Or who else is nearby? It's not hard. Reyna, I think you're going to do it as soon as you drop that off. Okay. Assemble the APC, if you don't mind. We'll have to throw some fuel in it, and then we'll drive it over to the little hangar area. Oh, God. Where did that hit? It looked like it hit in the base. Well, there's no fire. Oh, mad animal. Where's that? Okay, we'll mark that for hunting. And Tigress, do you want to go deal with him? Since you're not good for much else. Okay, why is this being difficult? I can't give her orders to move. That's very frustrating. So let's see. Can I prioritize? No. Can't tell you to move. Can't tell you to melee attack. Great. Oh, now I can. Do me a favor and... No, don't melee attack it. Get your gun out and shoot him. Who else is shooting? Oh, this thing's shooting. Oh, it's already built. Fantastic. Well, I'll need to turn that off, but for now, I don't mind it helping out. Come on. Should not be that hard to kill an ostrich. Alright. No, don't forbid it. Somebody needs to toggle that off. Tigress, you'll need to get yourself treated, but for now, do me a favor and I can't tell you to haul it, can I? There we go. Okay. Perfect. Off you go. A little bit of free food there. And this guy needs to get fueled. Is there anybody nearby that can do that? Brag. Congratulations, you've been drafted. Oh, Cashin's already on it. I'll let her handle it then, since there's not a lot for her to do typically. She just runs around and cleans most of the time, unless there's people to doctor. Yeah, okay, so that's still too far away. I'll leave that one then. We'll see about this one. That lightning is being awfully aggressive. Okay. Where'd she run off to? Cashin, I need you to drive it, if you don't mind. Come on over here, and if I can select this. There we go. Load her on in. And we'll draft you and drive you on over here. We'll need to space them out a little bit. They only occupy one by one. But they look like they occupy more like 3 by 3. Okay, so draft, move on over there, do something like that. Perfect. Now they're nice and spaced out. You don't have anything inside, right? I assume you don't. Cool. Now we have 2. And we can do some much, much larger offensives now. Although not as big as I had planned for the long term, but obviously we couldn't run this series forever given the state of the game. I don't know if I mentioned this in this playthrough yet, but I mentioned it in the World War I playthrough because it actually, I got the notification while I was recording one of those videos. RimWorld 1.0, which is what Beta 19 was actually supposed to be. Beta 19 was supposed to be the 1.0 release of RimWorld, but the dev wasn't happy with it, and so he put out Beta 19 and then kept working on what was going to be 1.0. Anyways, the new 1.0 is supposed to be releasing on... it'll actually probably have been released by the time this video goes up. I'm recording this on the 14th, and I'm pretty sure it's supposed to release on the 17th. And so I had plans to do some Beta 19 series, or Let's Plays, but I've held them off because there's no point in me starting one if the game's going to get patched again immediately after. And we've seen how disastrous those patches can be. So I'm waiting, and once 1.0 comes out, I have a Star Wars series in the works. It's going to take me a little while to get that going just because I'm fairly certain that mods for Beta 19 aren't going to work perfectly for 1.0 if they work at all. I don't know if 1.0 is going to be mod and save compatible with Beta 19, but we'll see. If it is, great, it'll make things a lot easier. If it's not, then it'll take me a little bit longer, but I have a bunch of stuff that I've already started and is more or less finished. It'll just be a matter of what changes I need to make for 1.0. But we'll have that Star Wars playthrough going. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be very militaristic, and I'm going to try to do a lot of conquering. Oh, we're being raided. Oh, God. But yeah, I'm going to try to do a lot more... I don't know if conquering is the right word, because it's kind of difficult to conquer in RimWorld, but a lot more offensive missions. I'm going to try to use the camping mod more. And I want to have maybe multiple little outposts on the map rather than strictly working from one single base where everybody is. I think we'll have like a hub, but I'm going to try to make multiple little squads that are sort of self-sufficient and kind of, you know, have them out doing things. And I'm hoping this will work. But at that center hub, what I'd like to do is have all the food grown there, and then in launch pods or whatever, basically just fire the food over to the little outposts so that they're constantly supplied. And they might build like a little thing for themselves, but I want them to be fairly mobile, and so they're not going to really build up too much. They may just settle into outposts that they've conquered, but we'll see. I want to have like a very not nomadic, but definitely a lot less static playthrough for that one. Then for the 40k replacement, that's going to be a tough one because I had thought about doing an Adeptus Mechanicus playthrough, and I'd really like to do that, but it's going to require a lot of modding on my part, and so I'll have to see where that ends up, but I'd like to do that. That's not going to be as dynamic, though. That's going to be more traditional RimWorld at a single base, because we're just going to basically try to create our own forge with all the Mechanicus stuff, and, you know, maybe try to expand into... We couldn't build a forge world, obviously, as much as we'd like to, but something like that anyways. Okay, so we are at 30 minutes. I think I'm gonna go ahead and, as much as you guys will probably hate me for this, I'm gonna break off the episode here, and we will fight these guys at the beginning of next episode, because typically the raids get very, very drawn out because I have to constantly pause and make sure that stuff is being dealt with effectively. And, you know, if somebody's, you know, going right versus left, I have to adjust, and there's a lot of pausing, and it takes a very long time. So I don't think we'd be able to resolve this in the next 10 minutes, let alone maybe the next 20. So we'll dedicate the first whatever of next episode to it, and then finish off with maybe making some implants, because I'm going to try to remember to tweak those requirements between episodes. That way we can actually craft these, or you know, otherwise we'll just never be able to do it. So yeah, a lot of gene stealers, tyrannocytes, there was some Molochs. I think basically all of the, yeah, every Tyrannid in this mod I think is present here, which is bad for us. Although, honestly, I would rather fight any of these guys in any number than just some Tyrannocytes. But they have Tyrannocytes too, so it's going to make this fun. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.